My name is Oscar Gill, and this week we'll be discussing, explaining, demonstrating, and teaching a skill. The skill I chose was conflict resolution, and specifically dealing with media bias. So let me go ahead and start that first. Sorry. Okay, all right, so media bias. So let's talk a little bit about it. So here's the overview of the topic. It's objective testing using standards with which to contrast coverage or wanting, measuring editorial slant and its effects, and of course, editorial slant. Um, it's very important for us to utilize conflict resolution strategies and skills in the partisanship of your perceptions in the use of media, and the best way that I would say to use it is using power in information, which Barclay 2017 says interpersonal power refers to the capacity of individuals or groups to influence each other's attitude and behaviors. Information is power. The use of integrity, of tact, and patience must be a watchword here. It's important to know the conflict styles such as avoiding, accommodating, competing, compromising, collaborating, and selective use of styles. Make sure to use basic skills of listening, questioning, making statements, using basic skills of means to listen, communicate, and of course, I would say most importantly, to respect each other. That's part of conflict resolution. And so let me go ahead and go a little further in regards to some of the conflict resolution styles to fix or to just understand media bias and see how we can try to help resolve it. Okay. First, you've got to figure out what's going on. And up here, you can see some of the things that are going on: partisanship, perception, what drives media bias, partisanship and perception again. And we need to figure out exactly what's going on with that. So once you understand that, then you can get to the root of the problems. Media bias consequences of a fragmented television news cycle. And then, of course, we talk about objective testing using standards with which to contrast coverage or wanting. I mean, you want to find out the truth, and, the truth is the truth for this particular news site, and for this one, they might be the truth, but are they really? It's very important for us to figure that out. So I would say the strategic plan for utilizing conflict here would be fair play, build relationships, and have rights-based negotiation. I think those are some important things for us to consider. And again, measuring editorial slants and its effects. Media creates message narratives. When you see the big headline on your iPhone or on your newspaper or whatever media you use to get your information, bias due to ideological stance. Republicans lean one way, Democrats another, and of course the media, and they lean a particular way too also. And of course they are the gatekeepers of holding information. So do they have a bias? That's something to keep in mind. Media creates narratives. If they want to create a narrative on any particular type of subject, the first thing you'll hear is that particular subject in the morning, and all the news sites will be saying the same thing. Is it due to ideological stance? The perception is that. It just seems to go that direction. Gatekeeper bias, would call it it's something that we see when we turn on our phones and we see Yahoo site, or if you go on Facebook, your Twitter. Okay? And measuring editorial slant and its effects. Media creates messaging again, narratives, bias due to ideological stance, and gatekeeper bias. So the strategic plan for utilizing conflict resolution, again, application of objective criteria, which is making sure we have standards, honesty, integrity, and with both all medias could agree upon. which it sounds very difficult for us to believe that that could happen with the media today, but that should happen. So, so let me continue. All right. So, all right. So, so we see editorial slant, coverage, candidate coverage, accuracy of reporting, coverage, candidate coverage, accuracy of reporting. We see another strategic plan for utilizing conflict resolution is power information. What does power information mean? That means maybe the government could make sure that everyone's doing everything fairly. Strategic plan for utilizing conflict resolution again would be that there's one truth. I mean, there's lots of different opinions, but if you know, you've got to be able to behold the truth from a lie. So, also there's cultural diversity. Very important to understand that. And then there, of course, there's right-based negotiation. So, all right. So altogether, we can use power, cultural diversity, right-based negotiation, and you know, again, each one of these brings something to the table. The three pushes in negotiation: power, cultural diversity, and right-based negotiation are they're important to use. It's important for us to use wisdom and knowledge when deliberating, when negotiation approach, and what we have to be mindful to, of course, be good listeners and lift it up in prayer. In the Living Bible, the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 says, in verse 2, it says, "Proud men end in shame, but the meek become wise." It's not about being right. It's about being faithful to God's calling in which we are stewards. And honesty and media is very important. And again, this particular discussion was on conflict resolution, and I hope this taught everybody something. All right, my name is Oscar Gill, and I hope you have a good night. Thanks.